This is our second floor. You don't believe it? Just watch and see. For those who don't know, we are Matt and Annie, and this is our next episode in the series of building our home. It's about half a year since this idea came to our minds and the first hole was dug. Sometimes it's tough because everything is new for us and we have to learn it from scratch, but we enjoy it so much.
It was mid-August when we started working on the second floor. Working with wood is amazing compared to all the messy work with cement and bricks.
I've never worked with a planch saw before, so it took a while to learn how to hold it right, so the edges of the planks were straight. The first few cuts weren't that clean, but soon I got a grip and it went pretty well.
The wood smells nice, and even though it makes a bit of mess in the form of sawdust, it's lovely to work with it. After we had prepared some planks, we started constructing the first part of our second floor, the balcony.
If you remember from the first video, the building didn't have a second floor. It was just a hay shed with a little space under the roof. At first we thought that we would maintain the shape of the building and would just raise the walls, so we could have a half floor with bedroom and more storage space. Then my younger brother came to us and asked, "Hey, why don't you just add a second floor?" We looked into a legislative and found out that we don't need any permit for a building up to 5 meters. And there we are, making a second floor with a balcony.
We found out it's more heavy than we thought. Matt had to lift it alone, so at least I helped him move the frame on the ground. Also, pulling it into its place wasn't that easy. We were bouncing on the edge and we could fall every second. I was really scared, as always, but my hero was on the riskier side, so I won't fall.
You can imagine what a joy it brought when it fitted perfectly.
When I'm working, I need some visual outcome. Putting all the planks together in pretty short time with such an amazing result was like having a second Christmas to me.
We spent almost half day making this frame. We are already hungry and tired, but we used our last bits of energy to lift and attach it.
The next day, we continued on other parts, and as you can see, it went quicker than the first ones. We didn't mention that we already cut the planks the day before, but shh.
This is the tallest wall. It is 2.2 meters and the opposite one is 1.8 meters high. It's close, but can be called a floor.
Every next frame was quicker than the previous one, and the walls were growing in front of our eyes. We loved this work so much. We woke up every day earlier and worked to the dark. We almost forgot to eat. Until we ran out of planks. But as soon as possible, Matt ordered missing wood. Fortunately, material was stocked, so the next day a little truck honked in front of our house.
Impatient, we jumped back onto the building, and the last 2 walls were finished in a few hours. When all walls were standing, we were impressed. We didn't even realize that we have so much space in here. The same day we started with the roof. We pulled the beams up and then we found out that they aren't that stable. So we cut the wedges into them and they fitted way better.
It is a tiny house, but I wouldn't dare to go up there and attach the beams to the construction, so Matt had to do it on both sides. It was tedious, so Martin came to help us so Matt didn't have to go up and down. It sped the process so much. I am not that heavy, but I needed to help somehow, so I hung up on the beams and the boys could easily mount.
Some beams were hard as rock. Rest in peace, buddy. After a few finishing touches, Martin climbed on the other side to tighten the screws with his stronger screwdriver.
At the end, he pulled out a bottle of his homemade young wine. It was really delicious.